we know that there will be a day that Oliver will need to retire.
Don't you think we're better together? Oh, I think we are.
Good morning!
Actually, same day for you guys. We are filming this. We're gonna edit it and upload it right now. So, hey guys!
Happy Monday. It is the afternoon now. Tune into tomorrow's vlog. We've had a busy day at the hospital and we're actually on our way home. There's traffic. We needed to get this video done and get it up to you. We've been planning to do this Q&A and
so
we
here
said,
we are.
Let's sit in the back of the pickup truck and let's talk about some questions and answers.
So you guys sent me questions on my Instagram and now we're gonna answer them. And we have a rental right now because our car is in the shop. That's why we have a pickup truck.
And this thing is massive.
It's huge, huge. But anyway.
Huge. Let's talk.
Okay, how do you and Peter go on dates when you're not feeling the best?
That's a really good question, and we feel very passionately about the 1 hour excursion.
So, I feel like there's two answers here. The
Okay.
1 hour excursion.
Which, by that we mean, just go out for an hour.
Yep.
And like, it doesn't have to be something big. It can be as simple as
Ice cream.
ice cream or sitting in the back of the pickup truck and filming a video, or I don't know,
Or like watching a show on your phone together, or like
yeah,
that sort of thing. So there's the 1 hour excursion and then there's the like just stay home date.
yeah,
And watch a show together or
yeah.
put your feet in the bath and I don't know.
We've learned that it's not so much about what you're doing as just having quality time of being together. And
Right.
I think that question is based on the reality that with chronic illness, you never know what, like it's hard to plan for a big date, and we've learned that over the years, and so we've just learned to
Be flexible.
maximize on the little dates.
Yep.
All right, next question.
If you were in a zombie apocalypse, what would your weapon of choice be?
I'd say flamethrower. I've just always wanted to shoot a flamethrower.
Okay. First, I love you guys so much. Thank you. And I've been actually thinking about that a lot. Thank you guys. I've wanted to say thank you. Thank you for your support and your love and choosing to be on this journey with us. Okay. It was amazing to meet you at the hospital, and my question is kind of weird, but how long can you go to this current hospital, seeing as it's a children's hospital? But I know that having CF, it might be a different age. So yeah, it's a very good question. The adult cystic fibrosis clinic meets at the children's hospital, and so that's why I go to a children's hospital. And I think that the current age is 36 when they transfer you from the young adults program to the adults program. So I think right now the age is 36 for the CF patients at my hospital. Which
That transition is more of a facilities transition. It's the same care team, but just a different facility. So it's kind of, she'll always be with the same CF team, but at age 36-ish, they transfer.
And I was actually at the other hospital
Yeah.
until a few years ago.
When they started this young adult program.
Right. So, yep. Would you ever cut your hair short like your sister Rachel's? And I used to have it short, actually.
Yeah, for a short season.
Yeah.
It was when like shortly after we got married, Mary surprised me and she cut her hair short, and I came home from school and was like, whoa, and I loved it. And she couldn't wait for it to grow out. The next question is, are there any foods that you miss from home, which home to us is kind of Maryland, or college in Chicago that you can't get around here in Boston?
Portillo's.
Portillo's.
In Chicago.
We loved the croissant. What was it? A cheddar beef croissant, and I'd get hot peppers on it. It just like melts in your mouth. We might be going to Chicago in October. I'm speaking in Chicago.
November.
in November, I'm speaking in Chicago, and so hopefully both of us can go.
What are your thoughts now about lung transplant? Do you still consider yourself too healthy? So, thankfully, I'm 28 years old, and yes, my lungs are too healthy. My lungs are stable right now, and so if you've been around since the transplant conversation, that was about 1.5 years ago now, my team has put a pause on that conversation because since starting IVIG and getting my feeding tube and just a few other interventions that we've done, my health has stabilized. And because of that, we are really grateful that we're able to put a pause on the lung transplant conversation because that is a very last resort option. And
yeah, I was just gonna say, I think that term too healthy like isn't really in our vocabulary because we would say they're still healthy.
Yes.
Like, we are grateful, and it's our first priority to preserve these lungs and keep them fighting strong.
Yes. A quick question, is it shaking too much because of the car? Or you think it's okay?
I think it's okay.
Okay, let us know if it's shaking.
Not that we can do anything about it.
What is your favorite part about having a boat?
I think for me, the boat in my childhood was a place where I connected with my dad, and our family had a boat and would go out in the summers. And so for me, my dad passed away several years ago, and it's just been a cool like reconnection with that special bonding place between me and my dad. And so for me, that's the coolest part about it.
Yeah, I love that. I love that part about having a boat. Does CF cause an imbalance of minerals or vitamins? And the answer is yes. So because my pancreas doesn't absorb the nutrients and the calories from food, it also doesn't absorb the oil-soluble vitamins, so A, D, E, and K. And so those vitamins can be deficient.
Yeah, and so Mary actually has a cystic fibrosis specific vitamin with those specific vitamins in that multivitamin.
What's your favorite type of clothing?
That's a weird question.
You like to get dressed up sometimes.
I do. I do love like sport jackets, like
yes.
Dress jackets. Yeah.
And I am the opposite. I really enjoy soft, comfy clothing.
Yes.
Does Ollie have a middle name? Yes, his name is Oliver James, and a lot of people have asked, like, did you name him after Oliver James of Daily Bumps? And actually, I didn't know who Daily Bumps was when we named him, so the answer is no.
Yeah.
Where do you want to travel?
Okay, should we tell them our
Yeah.
We're recently thinking about like a trip to Canada, and we've got a few places in mind that we'd like to go, but that's in the works.
Yes. If you could switch lives with anyone for a day, who? That's hard. I have no clue.
I think I'd want to switch lives with like something like adrenaline-y, like a professional athlete, or like, I don't know.
Maybe a policeman.
Policeman?
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
That is
I'll have
interesting.
to think about that one.
What's your favorite part of being a daily vlogger?
I think hearing stories of people who are able to connect with even the mundane parts of our lives and be encouraged by it. Like that for me makes it totally worth it, and I think that's my favorite part.
I also love having the memories.
Yeah.
What is your go-to food when you aren't hungry but your body needs food? And in the last year, my answer is now I hook up my feeding tube, and I am so grateful I don't have to shove food down my throat when my body doesn't want it. I now have that tool that I can hook up and know that my body's getting what it needs.
Are you still doing chest PT as airway clearance?
Sometimes.
Yeah, from time to time. That is, Mary will be like, my lungs need PT, and we will use that. I mean, I think we used to do it a lot more during different seasons, and it kind of goes through seasons
Yeah.
with Mary's lungs
Yeah.
and what her body can tolerate.
Yeah. Have you considered adding a non-working pet/dog to your family? And have you considered plans for the day that Ollie has to retire? So, have we thought about adding any other animals?
We've talked about it, but just kind of decided that while we have a working dog in our family, that is our sole priority.
Oh wow, I've got MRI hair.
MRI hair, awesome.
Yeah, so we have considered the idea of fostering like elderly dogs. We were babysitting Peter's brother's dog and we loved having her. But in the end, who's gonna take care of that dog when I go in the hospital or on these long days out or whatever? So right now it doesn't make sense for us to foster.
About Ollie retiring, that is a question that we keep in the back of our minds. We know that there will be a day that Oliver will need to retire, whether it's for health reasons or just aging in general.
Right.
And so we're always just keeping an eye on how his health is and his I think I've heard it said, like, when they stop getting excited about going out to work, that's like kind of the sign for retirement. And so we keep an eye on it. As of now, Oliver loves to work, and when we get out the harness, his tail goes wagging. And but when that day comes, we'll take it as it comes.
Yep, that's right. What's your favorite flavor of kombucha?
Well, first of all, Mary doesn't like kombucha. I do. And my favorite flavor, and pretty much my only flavor, is gingerberry. It's ginger and blueberry, and it's really good.
And what is our go-to movie to watch? We had a few movies loaded onto our iPad when we first got married. And so we would watch them like on the airplane or in the hospital or whatever.
I remember road trips to Maryland, and Mary, we would have the audio of this movie playing.
Get Smart.
The movie Get Smart. And the funny thing is about that question is, last night we were going to sleep and Mary put on Get Smart.
Oh my goodness.
It's been a while since we
haven't seen it in quite a few years.
But we pretty much have it memorized.
It's about time to watch it again.
Okay.
So thank you guys for sitting in this car with us. It's funny to think about how you guys are up for hanging out during big exciting things or little things like coming and cramming all in the back seat of the car and answering some questions. Thank you for your questions. And
as always, we will see you tomorrow. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, Ollie boy.
Good night, guys.